She said, success is when you take 20 steps in one direction. Busyness is when you take one step in 20 directions. And is that not the way these apps work? Hi, everyone. This is Tina with Picture It Personal Finance. I am a financial coach, virtual CFO, and bookkeeping professional. I help professionals, solopreneurs, and small business owners get their money life in order. Right now, I have to be honest, I love my business. It is growing. I'm thrilled with it. However, I am struggling to do the things that I want to do when I want to do them in my business. And the reason for that is distraction. I am so easily distracted right now, and I am making this video as a form of confession, but also because I think this is a problem a lot of us face. And I found a quote. It's actually something I heard from the comedian Aziz Ansari. I heard it in a skit years and years ago, and when he said it, I laughed and laughed and laughed. And honestly, I went back and found it for this video, and now I kind of cringe to hear it, but I'm going to read it to you. He said, "Does this ever happen to you? Like, I'll sit in front of my computer to do some important work, and then I'll think, man, I wonder if Home Alone 2 made more money than Home Alone 1. I've got to look into this now. Sorry, important work, something more pressing has come up." It's annoying because what always happens is I'll be researching one thing and then I'll see something else and I'll want to look into that. Like, for example, the Home Alone situation. I'll see, oh wow, Joe Pesci's in that movie. I don't know much about Joe Pesci. Maybe I should learn everything about Joe Pesci. And I'll spend hours doing this Joe Pesci research. And I know so much about Joe Pesci now, but it's useless. It's never going to help me. You guys, again, that's the end of the quote, but I laughed so hard when he said this because frankly, that's exactly what I do. I will be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to get through my emails, and then I am going to crack a lack in some QuickBooks. I am going to get some forecasts made. I am going to record videos. I'm going to outline. You guys, the laundry list goes on and on. I really do have a vision for how I want to run my business and how I want to stay on top of things. But then I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. I made that post on Facebook. Let's go see if anybody liked it. And then while I'm out there, they have all of these great sponsored videos and contents that pop up. And don't even get me started on reels and shorts. I mean, those can be such a tremendous time suck. And I have realized, it can be extremely challenging. I always tell people now is probably the best time in all of history to start a business because we have such tremendous resources at our fingertips. I mean, it's just right at our disposal. But now I'm realizing it could also be one of the most terrible times to start a business in that we've never had so much to distract us so easily at our fingertips. It used to be you would have to wait for certain days and times to watch your show. Even the reruns only ran at certain days and times. If you were away from your house, you were unreachable. You didn't have cell phones. And I look back at that now and I think there's a simplicity that we've lost because we used to be able to, walk away from things to go focus. I remember going to the library specifically so that nobody would call me or interrupt me, and I would get a tremendous amount of schoolwork done there. And so this, I guess, is a video to bring a call to action. I want us to start using the settings on our phones to prevent distractions. I have been leveraging the focus setting. It links between my MacBook and my Apple. I'm sure Google or Android devices have some similar option for that. But this thing has been so helpful to me. I have my prayer time in the morning. I put on focus mode. I'm not getting buzzed by YouTube. I'm not getting buzzed by Poshmark or Facebook or any of the apps that I go to with frequency. Similarly, when I'm in the middle of client meetings, I've found that and I use it. It's wonderful to no longer get the little thing that pops up telling me I've received an email, which immediately distracts my attention from my client, which is terrible. I want to be fully present for them and I want to listen to everything that they're saying so that I can give sound advice. So what I want people to understand in this video is that if this is a problem you're struggling with, first off, you're not alone by any means. I mean, we have social media, we have online shopping. We can now watch anything we want anywhere we go with the access of mobile internet and data plans. So by all means, this is a really amazing time in history because we have so much information instantly accessible to us. But that feeds in us the desire for instant gratification. And I'll be talking about this more in future videos, but instant gratification is a real problem. We need to lean into focus and we need to lean into discipline. What the constant distractions is doing is it's making us look in 20 different directions. And that reminds me of something a mentor said to me. She said, success is when you take 20 steps in one direction. Busyness is when you take one step in 20 directions. And is that not the way these apps work? It's like the olden days, Keno machines with the scrolling and the lights and the likes and it's too much, and we're wired to get sucked into that. I mean, that was designed intentionally. There are documentaries that will attest to this. So we have to figure out ways to create friction, to use those apps, and to break those habits. So if you're that person who's been stumbling with distraction, really consider leaving your phone in a different room. Really consider using the focus settings on your laptop and on your phones. Disengage the apps that you're not actively using to complete the work that you are putting in front of you. And by all means, have an accountability partner. I have a dear friend who is also a coach in a totally different field, and she and I have on occasion scheduled a conference room at the library and gone there and worked together to brainstorm and mastermind and have this dedicated time for crafting plans in our businesses that then we can come back and do the busy work on. But if you don't give yourself that time to focus and that dedicated time to think, you are going to stall out, and I don't want that for you. They say that if a business isn't growing, it's dying, which I don't fully subscribe to that. But I will say that if you're letting yourself coast in life, it will just dry up and fade out. Don't do that. Give yourself the gift of space and time to do what matters most to you. All right, guys, I love you very much. I will see you in the next video. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Bye for now.